No compromises.
The exterior excites you, it draws you in, but the interior is where you actually experience the car from. It's literally the connection we have to the car, so it has to be perfect.
Every grant has to earn its way onto the car. Everything has to be rebalanced and reconsidered so that you get this appropriate ballet to bring it all together.
Good morning, everybody, and on behalf of Chevrolet and our dealers across the country, welcome to the Corvette Precision Drive event here at the Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California. My name is John Fitzpatrick. I'm the marketing manager for Corvette. I'm from Detroit, where right now it's a beautifully sunny day there, and 1 degree Fahrenheit, so I'll take this rain anytime. Thank you for coming out this morning. We are going to have a great day, regardless of the weather. Give you an opportunity to drive the great Corvette Stingray. We think it's the best sports car in the world. Not only made in America, but it's the best sports car in the world. Before we begin, I have to thank a couple of people. One is our partners with Kanye Nast. They had the breakfast this morning, and at some point during the day, you're going to have an opportunity to spend some time in the Lifestyle Lounge, or Salon, Lifestyle Salon, where you're going to have an opportunity to visit with GQ and check out some of the latest styles and trends. And we have a great artist doing a fantastic painting back there. Golf Digest with a putting area where you can work on your putting skills. And Guard Magazine that has this really neat virtual reality goggle that you got to check out if you have the time. And finally, Architectural Digest, who helped really create the ambience here in the room and help us get the style going this morning in their event. So, with that, we set out to build a not only a beautiful sports car, but a very functional sports car. We put more technology, more capability in it. We even improved the fuel efficiency of this Corvette Stingray. If you didn't know, we get 29 miles per gallon highway, which is better than some mid-sized cars get. So this is so we're delivering 660 horsepower, 665 foot-pounds of torque, and 29 miles per gallon. So we got a very impressive car, and it starts in the interior. We want to put the driver at the center of the experience. We were looking to really make you a better driver, and that starts in the interior. So two things that you are going to, I want you to experience today. First is the driver mode selector. When you're in the car, sitting in the car, you're going to see a dial next to you, just to your right, and that's our driver mode selector. We wanted to give you the ability to tailor the car to however you want it to drive. We impact 12 different things in the car that affect how you see, how you hear, and how you feel. And we'll go over those in the module, but there's 5 modes. There's weather, eco, touring, sport, and track. And usually when I say at this point, you'll get to experience about 4 of those 5 because weather is never really a factor. But today you get the added bonus of actually using the weather mode as well today. So That'll be great. The other thing is we have an active red match. Anybody know what heel-to-toe shifting is? You know, when you do, when you're driving the car, you want to keep it balanced, and so what you do is as you downshift, you book the engine, so you match the revs as you downshift. And we have a system in our car called Active Rev Match that does it for you. So the most amateur driver sounds like a professional as they're going through the shifting. Now, how this works is basically we need to turn on the system if the car's off. And how you can tell if it's off is if you look at the gear indicator, it'll be white. If the number's white, that means it's off. If the number's amber, that means the system's on. So make sure when you're in the car, if you're in a manual transmission, you click that on and experience that today. Now the Corvette comes in two different styles. We have our what we call our FU1, or our basically car that you use for touring, or if you're doing a lot of highway driving or just relaxing. If you're not going to competitive driving, I would strongly urge you to consider this car. It's a fantastic car. But the cars you're going to be driving this morning are the Corvette Z51s. Z51s are track package Corvettes. They feature larger wheels, bigger brakes. We actually have a full-length spoiler in the back, and more importantly, a dry sump oiling system for the engine, so that if you're in a high G, we keep oil pumping through that crankcase and eliminate oil starvation. We also have an electronic limited slip that, we always make sure we have the proper power going to the wheels to keep you in complete control. So we have two examples here in the lounge. The red car is our FE1 car, and the blue car is the Z51 if you want to do a compare and contrast between the two. For us, precision is key. We believe we have a very precise, very sophisticated sports car. We're really excited for you to drive it, but I need to get off stage so I can get this program going. Let me bring up our lead instructor, Dean, who's going to give you an overview of what you're going to be doing today.
All right, welcome guys, how we doing? Good. All right, that's pretty good. I like that. This is your idea of California's idea of a monsoon? Yeah. Nice. Program's 100% at this point in terms of driving. We always have to make safety decisions when we hear weather like this coming towards us. So we'll play by ear throughout the morning, but right now we're 100%. All three different drive elements will be running for your enjoyment. I am the performance drive manager and Corvette owner myself. I have a 71 convertible that I bought when I was 16, so I've had it for like 25 years. Wait, I'm 42, so yeah, like 25 years, right? So Corvettes are in my blood as well, and it's great to be up here introducing this car to you as well. Does anybody own one? All right, perfect. We got to change some of those hands over the next few hours here. So I think you're going to be very thoroughly impressed with the car right out of the box. All Z51 cars for you to enjoy out there. And the different drive elements that we have for you today, there's three. There's a slalom, there's what we call precision drive, or like an autocross. You pass through them on your way into the track today. One on the left, one on the right. And then of course we have the big track drive. Unfortunately, we can't get up on banking today, but we do have an awesome road course in the back, and that's what a Corvette's built for anyway, a road course. So yesterday we did the same thing. We used the road course, and everyone had a really good time. A chance for you to try different modes in the car throughout the day, right? So every time you get to a different drive element, or drive module as we call it, you're going to have guys there helping you out for you to get what you need out of the car if you're interested in the Corvette, or if you already own one, this is your chance to try to drive it on a little higher scale, okay? So as we get through a quick little PowerPoint here, you don't have to worry about understanding that. I barely do myself. It's a schedule that we keep you on throughout the morning, and there's different things that you'll be doing throughout the morning, classrooms and driving, and hanging out over here in our salon, checking things out there. So we'll keep that organized for you so you don't have to worry about it. When you get to the racetrack, if you have your own camera, you won't need it. We're going to have a video camera inside the car, facing you, as you can see, so you get facial expressions and all that kind of stuff. We also have the dashboard set up, what it looks like in the Corvette when we go to track mode, and of course looking out, and you will all get this video. Now, you all have a black card with a barcode on it. Okay, have that readily available when you get to the actual track drive. You'll know you're at track drive when you're in the main pit lane, okay? So that's module 3. So if you get there first or you get there last, make sure you have that card readily available. You're not scrambling for it because the camera people scan that and then it knows who you are from when you registered this morning. We're very high tech here. In about 5 or 6 days, you'll get emailed your video, all right? So let's take a look at it. Okay, so pretty neat. So you'll get your whole lapping session on the racetrack captured in a video. Just don't go home later and say, oh yeah, we're doing like 170 of those things, right? Because it might not read more than 115. You never know what's going to happen today. So we'll get you guys and girls all going pretty good behind the pace cars today, and you'll have a fantastic time. There's a nice picture of the Corvette. All right. All right, so cell phones. You can have them, keep them, all that stuff. Just make sure you buckle them up when you get into cars. If you're sitting in performance seats, you're kind of, they'll rake in your body there, they fall out, they go between the seats, and then at noon, you'll be searching through 43 Corvettes to try to find your phone, okay? As well as wallets too, all right? So hold on to that. If there's anything that falls out of your pocket, make sure you hold on to that and keep an eye on it. Cameras and video, more than welcome to take them to you, take them with you around the track today. Restrooms in every station, just ask where they are. If you don't know where they are. Smoking, be courteous. Stay hydrated, even though it's raining and cold, still have to drink water. And breathe. Breathe, don't hold your breath for 3 laps. Okay, it's, breathe while you're driving out there. It'll get you more relaxed, it'll give you more confidence in the car, and it'll make you drive better and get more out of the actual car itself. The one on the right, he's got the Jersey lean going on. It's not very good for track driving. So make sure you get with your instructor, unless you do this stuff a lot, track stuff. Proper seating position is key to driving any car. The way we're going to drive them today. All right, you want the back of the seat to be holding you in. All right, you don't want it 8 inches from your back because it won't do anything to hold you in. So make sure you're ergonomically correct inside the car before you take off. Make sure you get comfortable. Hand position, quite simple. No on top, no on bottom, no hand underneath, turning like this. All that stuff doesn't work. It works, at home and running around town at 30 miles an hour, but always proper hand position when we're driving in a performance atmosphere here. Adjust your ears, windows, obviously get comfortable inside the cars. We'll go windows up because it's raining when you're out there. And try not to touch the stereos because we communicate with you via radio through the stereo of the car. So we can tell you what's coming up when we're driving on track. So we're going to talk you through all of the different drive elements, right? So as we're on track, we're going to say, okay, we're approaching a corner, we need you to brake a little harder, all right? We're entering the road course, and so on and so forth. So we'll be able to communicate with you when you're driving, but if you touch the stereo inside the car, it'll get rid of that communication. So wait until you get to different elements today, and there's plenty of facilitators and static display cars where you'll be able to press buttons and play with stereos and all that good stuff, okay? Also remember that you're going to be wearing helmets today in the car, right? Every car that you drive today, we have open face helmets for you to wear, so just kind of keep that in mind. If you don't know how to latch a helmet, plenty of us to help you do that once you get out there and start driving. When you're approaching a corner, real quick before you get out there, we're going to be going 60 to 70% more than what the average person is used to in terms of usage of your vehicle. What percentage of a car do you think you use every day? Like on your way here, what percentage of your vehicle you think you used? Anybody? 30%. Yeah, 30%, maybe even less. Okay, depending on the rain, if you had to go slow, right? So average out all the speed that you do throughout the day, maybe 70 on the highway and 20 in your neighborhood, and it'll average out to be about 20 to 30%. We're gonna ask you for 70 to 80 to 90% of the car today, which means you just have to press the pedals harder. So if you're approaching a corner at 110 miles an hour, and it's getting closer and closer, and your eyes are getting bigger and bigger, very simple advice. Press the brake harder. I can't get any more simple than that. I'm not going to get high tech. All right. The car has phenomenal brakes backed up with a lot of horsepower, so we have to use both in order to get the car to react. On top of that, when you use the brake pedal, especially in this kind of weather, okay, and you make the car actually transfer weight, you use the tire better, right? So that the tire digs through the water, and the car will actually perform better. All right, so don't be afraid to get into the brake pedal today and slow the car down and feel how well the car and the tire combination actually works in this type of weather. I think you'll be pretty impressed by it. And a couple of other things here. Green flag is go. We don't really work with flags, but since we're at a racetrack, right? Green flag is go. Checkered flag means you won, but you're all winners. You got invited to this, right? And of course, we'll take care of the red flag protocol for you. Safety, again, you know, we talk about safety all day. That's what we're here for. First and foremost is your safety and safety of everyone around throughout the program, and we want to make sure everyone goes home with a smile today. If you go off the racetrack, all right, and you find yourself in a big dust cloud or maybe a mud cloud today, car stalls out, you're discombobulated, stay there, we'll come find you. We know that you're out there, don't worry, okay? If you maybe drop a wheel and it's not as drastic and you stay on the racetrack, stay with your group, and your group lead will probably pull you in to do a quick car check on your vehicle, check the beat of the tire and so on and so forth, okay? So if you really lose your group and you don't know where they're going, don't just drive aimlessly around California Speedway trying to find your way back to the pits. All right, it's a very big facility. In summary of everything, listen to your instructors, they're great people. Speaking of which, we have some iconic race car drivers here, and as well as current race car drivers as well, all with fantastic resumes. Does anybody know who Davy Jones is? How about Pancho Carter? You guys watch racing at all? Very iconic race car drivers from the 80s when cars were really race cars. All right, so brake stores are going to tell you today, and they're going to be leading you around the racetrack. What better to be led around by an Indy car or a NASCAR driver? So that's going to be pretty fun for you to do out there. Don't drive above your skill level. If the rest of your group is too fast and you can't keep up and you find yourself, just don't worry. We know you're there. Don't try to push yourself to a speed that you are scared, okay? Just come up to us. We will take care of you. Focus on driving, you know. I don't want to see anybody taking selfies out there on the racetrack. Focus on driving, okay? I have to say, it happens. It really does happen. I went on a blog once, you know, and I watched YouTube, you know, oh, I worked that program, let me check it out, you know? And there was I led the program, and there was one of the participants filming with his cell phone his whole lap. And I ran that program and nobody caught it, so we have to tell you things like that. Try not to be doing too many things in the car. We want you to focus on driving. We have a video for you to go home with, so. Don't exceed the given speeds. You won't do that unless you pass one of our pace cars, so I would suggest not passing the pace cars, okay? Track is live. Try not to be walking around. You know, if you find yourself, you know, in the middle of 300 cones, you're probably on a live track. Right, so try to stay and take pictures away from the live racetrack. And lastly, I'm going to bring up my group leads. You all have a wristband, yellow, green, and blue. I knew that. Group leads are going to take care of you throughout your group, throughout your day today. Before that, I want to thank everybody personally on behalf of Corvette and Chevrolet for coming out here today, and Condé Nast. Thank you. And also, we want to thank Condé Nast for being our partner in this and putting on this great display of things for you to do in between driving today. great coffee station and food and so on and so forth. So it's been a great couple of days here in California. We're happy to be here, and we're trying to work on the weather for you right now. Somebody's doing some things right now to try to make that happen. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the green group lead, Mr. Brent Maven from Appleton, Wisconsin. And the blue group lead from Bluffton, South Carolina, Cassius Mullen. And of course, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, Greg Steen will be with the yellow group. All right, you got a cheer. You got a cheer. Wow. I like it. You can get a cheer. I know. That's good.